残酷な天使のように少年よ神話になれ。
Hello guys, and welcome to a SPECTER showcase. Today we will look through different SPECTER builds and discuss how, with little effort, you can change them to fit different situations and needs. I will show you all the builds I am currently using, including the ones I came up with when trying to beat in-game challenges. Let's start with the DPS build that most of the endgame players know well. This is not a solo build, and to pump out the best possible damage, it requires buffs from support classes. Its only supportive element that I consider a must is the Basilisk Venom, which increases group's crowd control. With this build, SPECTER becomes a pure glass cannon, with just some minor health protection from the Shadow Shroud. At the Golem, the dealt damage exceeds 30,000, and it only grows in a party as the Venom skills are sharing a boon to 4 allies who will apply extra condition stacks with their attacks. Build is the also well-known and widely used Alacrity DPS SPECTER. The Alacrity DPS SPECTER is a team-supporting build. Ritualist stats are used most often with this build by the player community, but my personal preference is Celestial. The damage difference between the two sets is so insignificant that, in my opinion, to not use Celestial is a huge waste of supporting potential. Firstly, Celestial offers extra heals and barriers that can prove very useful in critical situations. Toughness makes your Shroud gameplay more comfortable, as you can afford to take a hard hit without losing your Shadow Force. Additionally, Celestial has more power and critical stats that can be useful when cleaving mobs that are often part of fight mechanics, like for example anomalies in the Shattered Observatory Fractal or the shadows from the Silent Surf. With the standard builds done, it's time to have a look at my personal builds, starting with my favorite solo open world build, one I find most useful and play almost everywhere. This is a Celestial Spectre build that uses wells for healing and utilizes the relic of Chronomancer. With this build, you have a 100% uptime of quickness and alacrity, as well as many other boons including tons of stability. The healing is excellent, and the only real danger is enemies that apply loads of conditions. Next comes my Healer Spectre build. This build can be played either solo with Chronomancer Relic or in a team as Heal Alacrity Spectre with Monk Relic. While being one of the best healer specs, the dealt damage of this build still exceeds 10,000. The only downside to note is the lack of Condi cleanse when performing Alacrity roll. To cleanse conditions, you need to drop Alacrity, which makes the build instantly useless in a team fighting an enemy that applies conditions. For a solo open-world healer, however, Alacrity is a luxury, and this problem is void. To show the overhealing with this build, take a look at a solo kill of Old Tom in Tier 4, Uncategorized Fractal. Talking about cleansing, Spectre has the potential to be the strongest Condi Transfer class. By changing 2 traits from the standard open-world build, you and your surrounding allies can become immune to conditions. Take a look at a fight with a mob that repeatedly applies 10 stacks of torment and poison, first using the standard and then the tweaked build to see the comparison. Finally, I will abuse Acrobatics trait line combined with the Spectre Wells to create a dodge loop and escape the slow Spectre stigma. Wells are shadow steps. With the hard-to-catch trait, Wells refill stamina. Wells also heal from the Traversing Dusk trait and give quickness through the relic of Chronomancer. This build is not bothered by incoming conditions, as the trait Pain Response cleanses damaging conditions on dodging. The only downside to this build is that a big amount of DPS is sacrificed for survivability. I hope that this video inspired you to play around and experiment with your Spectre gameplay. Have fun with it. Thank you for watching till the end. Cowzell, signing out.